Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Gridiron Entertainment, the podcast where we talk about football and football only. I'm Omar.
And I'm Mo.
And today we're going to be talking about the Auburn Recruiting Trail. Auburn's been doing a lot of stuff in the transfer portal and on recruiting, and Harsh has been doing great. So we're going to be talking about the recruits that are being brought in at this moment. We're also going to talk about Steve Sarkisian's new contract, Texas coach. We're going to talk about how much that's worth. And then we're going to talk about ESPN Plus coming out with an article today ranking the top quarterbacks of the 2000s. We're gonna reveal the top 15 and tell you what we think, who should be where, who's too high and who's too low. Then we're gonna talk about Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh bringing a new staff. Is that going to cause a disconnect, or was that because of the disconnect? We'll see what we have to. We'll talk about that in a bit because we really don't know what's going on with Harbaugh, and this is pretty much like his last year. But we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to talk about a new bill being introduced that could allow for college athletes to get some endorsement deals, which would be great for us because we could use a new college football game. Then speaking of the new college football game, we're going to talk about a team that does not want to be in the game, decided not to be until these regulations are actually passed. We're going to talk about the most underrated team going into the Big 12. And then we're going to have our predictions for LSU this week. All right, Mo, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. There's been a lot going on, college and NFL mostly. It's been a crazy week so far, crazy off season. But yeah, let's just get started with Auburn. We started signing day at like 38. Now we're back in the top 20. We got West Virginia transfer Deshaun Miller. We're getting We're getting an offensive lineman in Thomas Kirkham, which is like, this is pretty much like depth. And I love what I'm seeing right now with getting positions of need.
And we're going to go line, which is good.
Which is I'm happy about because we haven't gone O-line in I don't know how long, and they have not been developed properly. Exactly. We're also going to talk about, man, like we're looking at Big Cat, right? And we saw the situation that happened with him at Tennessee. Do you think he could be coming back to Auburn?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, after seeing what's going on at Tennessee, which is like a complete dumpster fire. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back, but I feel like he's just really overrated. I feel like everyone thought his senior year would be the year he'd have his that'd be his breakout year, but like he was injured most of the season, and he just didn't play to his standard. So I feel like I would just bring him back for the experience and for the depth, like because I feel like we have way better linebackers than him.
Well, actually, speaking of depth, getting Dylan Brooks to sign his letter of intent to Auburn and getting out of his NLI in the first place from Tennessee, that was a very big thing for us. We didn't have Big Cat. We were very, very weak on the defensive end side of, we had no depth at all until we got Dylan Brooks. And now with Big Cat, I would actually appreciate the seniority and the depth there. He could teach the young guys. I can also see maybe Big Cat going to UCF to play with Gus.
Oh yeah.
That could be a possibility.
Yeah.
But to me, the question is, why would you want to go from playing top level in the SEC to going down to the AAC? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, he probably loves Gus as a coach, so maybe he'd want to play with him.
I don't know. For me, when you play on the bigger stage, dude, you have more eyes on you. There's more prospects. You're playing at a more well-known school. No offense to UCF, but to play at a school like Auburn, where you're playing in the toughest conference in all of college football, your best chance of going to the NFL is playing in the SEC, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
But if Big Cat doesn't come back, I'm not going to be opposed to it. I mean, I wouldn't mind him just coming back for the depth, like you said, and the experience. Like for me, being that senior on the line, really, just to have that, that experience there. You know what I mean? Like to have someone there that has experience, that's played in the SEC, to teach the young guys. I would want that. But if he doesn't come back, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But,
dude, our defense is going to be a huge improvement next year, I feel
like the pass rush is going to be a lot better. I mean, and the run.
Derek Mason, man, getting this recruits.
Yeah, Derek Mason doing his thing. We're happy for him. I love what Harson's doing right now. So far, so good on the Auburn recruiting trail. We're number 20. For us to be from 37, 38 to 20, I am so happy, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I love what I'm seeing right now, and I'm already seeing improvements. I'm seeing players happier, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah, and the players love the coaching staff too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, getting Cadillac Williams back and Zach Etheridge joining, like, two Auburn goats, pretty much. Like, I'm so happy that they're there to teach the young guys, and it shows like the love that runs in Auburn. You know, that we're always family no matter what. You know, Zach Etheridge hasn't played for Auburn since 2010. You know,
Man,
so
that guy was a beast.
him coming back from a neck injury and now as a coach, like, you just know the love is there. You know what I mean? Like the Auburn love, it's just different. You know, they're just so different. So moving on from that, really great to hear about Auburn's recruiting thus far this offseason. We're going to talk about Texas approving Steve Sarkisian's new contract worth $34.2 million. I've seen this before. I've seen a coach get overpaid and then they don't do well, you know, with high expectations. Mo, I want to get your thoughts on this contract signed by having this contract approved. What do you think of them giving this contract to Sark? Do you think he's actually going to make an improvement to Texas?
This move is either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. Like, there's no middle. It's either going to go really good or really bad. Like, I can't really tell what's going to happen. Like, well, you know what, Texas, they're very hit or miss. They're very unpredictable, you know. They like 1 year one year they have a really good season, the other they just completely fall off. That's the thing. So like, you really like don't know what's going to happen. Like, I know Sark is a good coach, but like, I don't know. It's too early to tell, honestly.
Yeah, it's too early for me. Like, I know, like, I'm looking at this, like, Texas overpaid for
how many years
Tom
is it,
Herman.
you know?
Yeah, it's a 6-year contract.
Oof, geez, that's a huge contract.
Yeah, it's a big contract. So it's only,
I mean, I don't know. Why would you? I mean, I wouldn't pay him that much, honestly.
Because his starting salary will be $5.2 million, and then it'll end at 6.2 his final year.
Wow.
And they also they also owe Tom Herman. They owed him more than $15 million on his guaranteed contract, like $15 million.
Man.
And Tom Herman is one of the most overrated coaches I've ever seen. Like,
did he find a new job?
I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with Tom Herman right now. I think he's probably taking a seat back. But I'm not, like, with Texas, I'm so conflicted. Like, they want to, like, 1 year I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, Texas gets an impressive win. It looks pretty good. And they end up going 6-6.
Like, we saw 2018, how good they did. And then 2019, what happened? You know?
Yeah. It's just like with me, Texas always finds a way to.
They're never consistent.
They just don't play to expectations. They play way below expectations. Like, I just don't. I hope that Sark can turn it around, because I actually like Sark. He was about to be Auburn's head coach because Auburn was talking to him. But I really do hope with this that Texas can actually come back and.
Dude, I feel like Texas, they're the Auburn of the Big 12.
I could see that too, because we always come in with big expectations as well. We come in,
yeah, like, exactly.
We win an impressive game, right? I remember in 2018 we played Washington, and they were a top 10 team, and we beat them.
Yeah.
What happened the rest of the year?
They're terrible.
Blown. We blew a game against LSU. We went to Starkville and we got destroyed. We lost to Tennessee at home. Yeah. We lost to Tennessee at home. We lost to, who else did we lose to? We lost to Georgia for the upteenth time, and we lost to Alabama. Like, the whole thing was just a disaster, and it should have been a good year for Auburn. We should have gone.
Dude, I honestly thought they're a playoff contender.
Maybe like
mostly everyone was coming back. Jarrett
Stidham came back, and it's not on Jarrett Stidham anyway.
It's the O-line. I blame the O-line.
The O-line was so bad.
Honestly, dude, 2018 and this year is the worst O-line I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, for Auburn,
it's like watching the Texans' offensive line out there. For how bad they are.
For real.
But yeah, we really do hope Stark can turn it around. I mean, I just like to see him succeed, because he's been through a lot since USC, and, you know, he went to AA for, you know, because he's drinking a lot, and he's able to come back. You know, he did great at Alabama, and I hope he can do well at Texas too. You know, it'd just be nice to see him do well. So really happy for him. He got his money, which is, I'm happy for everyone that gets their money. So good on him to get paid. And yeah, we hope to see great things out of him in Texas. All right. Next, we're going to talk about ESPN Plus came out with a article ranking the top quarterbacks of the 2000s. We're going to be talking about the top 15. Mo, I'm going to start. Do you want to start from 15 to 10, or do you want me to just read off every name, or how do you want me to do it?
I'll start from 15 to 10. You could go from 10 to 5, and then we could just go together from 4 to 1. How do you like that?
All right, 4 to 1. We ended off with
So 10 to 5. We have RG3 at 10. We have Marcus Mariota at 9.
Okay.
We have a kind of controversial one, Lamar Jackson at 8.
Okay.
Kyler Murray at 7. Deshaun Watson at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5, Joe Burrow.
All right. So with 15 to 10 to 11, Sam Bradford 15, Kellen Moore 14. Sam Bradford won the Heisman. 13, Johnny Manziel, which I was ecstatic. And this one makes me even more mad, bro. They put Colt McCoy over Johnny Manziel.
Oh God. Like I get Colt McCoy was a really good QB, but you cannot put him over Johnny Manziel.
Exactly. And then they have Trevor Lawrence at 11. I thought Trevor had he was great from the beginning, to be honest with you. He went in and he did so good at Clemson his freshman year.
Dude, how do you not put Johnny Manziel at least top 10? I'd kind of put him. I put him at like 7 or 6.
Honestly, where's the respect for Mariota? They put him at 9.
Yeah, man,
I didn't appreciate that at all. Did you see his year in 2014?
For real,
he was amazing.
How do you put Lamar over Marcus Mariota?
I don't know. To me, Mariota was hands down that year, 2014, when he won the Heisman. He was the best. He was so good in college. He was amazing.
Too bad they didn't win the Natty.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, let's read off the 4. So I'll start with 4. You can go 3, then I go 2, and you go 1. So number 4 is Tim Tebow.
Oh gosh, so bad. So low. He is top 3. He's a top 3 college QB of all time.
Tim Tebow is probably like he is top 3 of all time. I don't know why they put him at 4. Like, to me, like, yeah, Vince had, which is number 3. He had
before that. Do you want to talk about Joe Burrow? Do you agree with him at 5?
I see Deshaun at 6. Deshaun Watson was so good in college.
No, Joe Burrow was better than Deshaun Watson in college.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Like, I love Deshaun Watson, but you cannot. Yeah. Joe Burrow season was.
Oh, that was one of my favorite seasons to watch, to be honest with you. I enjoyed watching Joe Burrow. He took that hit at UCF in that bowl game, and then all of a sudden, everything changed. You know, but yeah, I'm. As long as Joe Burrow's top 5, I'm good. So number 3 is Vince Young. Vince Young had one of the best performances in a game. He played in one of the best games that I've ever watched.
He made one of the greatest college football plays of all time.
Exactly. So I'm with him at 3. To me, like I respect Vince Young a lot. Like, I wish his NFL career ended up being a lot better than expected. But I don't know about him at 3. I'm not really feeling him at 3.
Okay, let's finish this list, and then I'll give you my ranking.
All right, give us number 2.
Number 2 is Cam.
Okay, Cam is our guy.
Yes.
Cam came to Auburn. Well, first, okay, let's start from the beginning. He was at Florida, got kicked out. He went to junior college. Then he came to Auburn and had one of the best seasons for 1 year as a quarterback.
He literally made like an 8-4 program into a national championship.
Like, he carried us to the Natty. He carried us like all the way.
Okay, do you want to tell number 1? Oh God.
Okay, number 1 is Baker Mayfield. Look, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Baker at 1, I was like, why?
I know. Same. Everyone, dude, bro, you need to see the Twitter replies. Oh my God, everyone is pissed. So, oh my goodness.
I like Baker a lot.
Why would you put Baker at 1? He's not the greatest college football QB of all time.
I agree with that. How is of the 2000s?
Yeah,
He's not the best of the
he's not
2000s.
top five. I'd probably put him at like 7 at the
Yeah,
highest.
yeah, me too. Actually, I was about to say 7. I'd actually put him at 7. But so let me ask you, what would your top 5 look like?
Okay, here's my top 5. I put Joe Burrow 5.
Okay.
I put Vince Young 4. Then, uh, oof, man, I don't know. Here, this is my top 3. I put Vince Young 3, Tim Tebow 2, and I'm sorry, I'm about to put my boy Cam at 1. What do you think?
I feel like you're disrespecting Mariota just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, now I'll put Mariota 4. Mariota 4.
Okay. Okay. Um,
You
so
wait. You put Mariota over Vince Young?
I would do Burrow 5, Mariota 4, Vince 3. See now ranking 1 and 2 is difficult to me. Like
Dude, we all know Cam and Tim Tebow are the greatest college football QBs of all.
like Cam and Tim Tebow are 1 and 2. I will say that right now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about these two QBs. They literally made their team. Like, imagine Florida without Tim Tebow, there'd be nothing. Imagine Auburn without Cam, there'd be nothing.
Exactly. Without Cam, there's no Natty. Imagine if Cam came back for 1 more year.
Yeah,
They'd probably run it back.
Dude, like they were so valuable. It's crazy.
But yeah, like Cam and Tebow have to be 1 and 2 and 3. I could put Vince. I'm not
But
opposed to
here's the
putting.
thing. Who would you put on 1? Cam or Tim Tebow?
Oh,
So I'm sorry, like my bias, like
I think Cam is a better athlete. He's a better thrower than Tebow. Uh, Cam was number 1 overall pick. In 1 year at Auburn, he won the Heisman and the Natty in 1 year. And he came into a situation where it's a second year offense, but he didn't know nothing. And we saw how Auburn played against South Carolina and Clemson, and we know that the offense wasn't really like they didn't get it down yet at that point. But
yeah.
once they got to 5-0, they were like, okay, we're feeling ourselves. And Cam would make these unbelievable runs. I think Cam is definitely number 1, like over Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow is a great quarterback. I loved his drive, his enthusiasm. Like I loved his post game speech when they lost to Ole Miss is one of the most iconic speeches of college football, like of all time. It's one of the most iconic.
Look what they did after that.
And they won the Natty. They went to the SEC championship. They didn't lose a game sent, and they won the national championship. Tim Tebow is a 2-time national champion, Heisman Trophy winner. And I mean, and he was a first round pick, and I'm not gonna bash his NFL career.
No, we're not talking about NFL because NFL.
But Tim Tebow, what he was just an inspiration all around, dude.
True.
But Cam 1, Tebow 2, Vince 3, Mariota 4, Joe 5.
I agree. What about Johnny Manziel? Where would you put him?
Oh my God. Okay, bro. The Johnny Manziel disrespect is unreal.
How the hell do you put him not even top 10?
Honestly, bro, if I'm gonna be completely real with you, I put him over RG3.
I would too.
I think like RG3 was great in college, but I think Johnny Manziel was better than RG3.
Johnny Manziel was just such an entertaining player to watch.
Bro, did you see that bowl game when they were down against Duke and they came back?
Exactly.
And no disrespect to RG3.
Oh, and by the way, the 2013 A&M team was so bad. Like their defense, so bad.
Yeah, but I will say this though, like Manziel deserves to be top 10.
Exactly.
Take RG3 out and put Manziel there.
Bro, him and Mike Evans. Oh my God.
The duo, bro, one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos like I've ever seen. But yeah, you move Manziel from 13 and you put him at 10. And then RG3 you can put him at like 11.
No, I put him at 8. I put RG3 10, then Lamar 9, then Mariota 8, then Manziel 7, and then the rest goes.
the rest goes the way it goes. I mean, for me, I would just replace.
Actually, would you put Manziel over Deshaun Watson?
No.
Why?
Look, Deshaun Watson, 1 year he tore his ACL. The next year he comes back and has a great season, and then he goes. Well, the next year he comes back. They went to the Natty, lost to Alabama, and then his last year there.
Dude, do you
they were
know
able to
the
clutch
only
it.
reason why they lost that game? Because the onside kick. If that onside kick didn't happen, Clemson would have won.
Yeah, I agree with you. But no, look. So since I put Mariota at 4, right? Like Baker, where would I put Baker? I mean, to me, I would put Manziel 9, Manziel 10, and then Baker 9, and then the rest stays the way it is. And then like with Mariota in my top 5, like you move RG3 to like 11 or 12. That's what I would do. I enjoy. Manziel had no defense. I thought his Heisman year was so good. If they just had a defense, man.
And he's the only freshman to win the Heisman.
Exactly. He's so. I mean,
dude, that 2012 season. Oh my god.
I wish we can like have like a rundown like we put in the description where we put like our top 10 or like in the comments where we put like our top 10 rankings of the which we can do. We could probably go in the comments and we can put like my top 10 and your top 10. We could probably do that at the end of the video when we start to like edit it. But yeah, like this list, like when I saw Manziel at 13, I'm like, why do you put Manziel at 13? Why?
And then you just see Baker Mayfield at 1, and they're like, oh, I'm done with this list.
Bro, no, bro.
Why? Dude, I've said this once. I'm gonna say it again. This is why ESPN articles are the worst. They know nothing about football. They're so dumb.
Yeah.
Who's this guy, man? Bill Connolly? Bro, you need to get fired, man. Honestly, you are so dumb.
I feel like ESPN does it on purpose to make lists controversial. Like they make it like this, so
to get like more views.
They make it people more mad.
I wouldn't be surprised because this is like, a joke.
They just want to get a reaction out of people. Like that's it.
There's no way you put Baker Mayfield over Cam, Vince Young, and Tim Tebow.
Bro, you can't put Baker over. Like, no offense, Baker is so good, but no, come on. Anyway, let's move on because we're spending way too much time on this. Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh says bringing in new staff is not due to a disconnect. Now, I feel like right now at this point in Harbaugh's, he's been there, and so far, what's been going on? He lost to Ohio State. He always loses to Ohio State.
Has he even beaten them once in his while he's coached at Michigan?
I don't think so. And to me, like when Harbaugh came from the Niners, I really thought that, oh dang, like they got something real. Because bro, we saw what he did in San Francisco. We saw that run.
I wish that team won a Super Bowl.
Me too. So with me, like Harbaugh's kind of getting desperate. Like this has to be his last year if he doesn't make it far.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if it wasn't for a pandemic year, if this last year was not a pandemic year, he'll probably be fired, to be honest with you.
Exactly. And they get recruits too. Like, I don't know why. They just underperform every year.
I think it's development, bro. Like I'm reading this article right now. He said he didn't find a disconnect, but I feel like he's just getting desperate at this point. I just feel like, okay, I'm at Michigan. This should be the year. I should right now, year 3, right? Year 3 at Michigan should be, okay, we've won a Big Ten championship. We've made the playoff at least one time. We haven't lost to Ohio State for like the upteenth time. What's been going on with Michigan, bro? Okay, first off, they can't even get a quarterback. Their defense is always great. Like their defense is always so good.
Yeah.
But their quarterback is awful. The play is bad. The run game is not even that good either. It's non-existent.
But it's just like whenever they play good teams, they get destroyed.
Which is not great for Michigan. Like, I don't know what's been going on with them. Bro, it says right here, he cited his desire to make improvements to everything for hiring 6 new assistants, including a new DC. Like, what was wrong? What's wrong with the other DC? Like, to me, I just feel like at this point, ever since Harbaugh left San Francisco, it's just been downhill.
Exactly.
And I wish he stayed in San Francisco. I wish he stayed in the NFL at least. And because I feel like there, like he was doing so good, and he for a first year coach to come in and do all that, it's crazy. But Michigan went 2-4, and he needs to right now. This has to be the year where they turn things around. There has to be a year where they're like, okay, we went 10-2, or like we went 11-1. Okay, you can't go 8-4. You can't go 7-5. You can't do any worse than that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So 10 wins. If Michigan wins 10 games, like fans will be fine. They won't be mad.
Dude, it's just like the last time they beat Ohio State. First off, he wasn't even the coach. Second, Denard Robertson was their QB. Like that's how long it was. And like I know it's a good rivalry, like it's a historic rivalry, but like I hate people who say that Iron Bowl or it's better than the Iron Bowl because it's not. The Iron Bowl is way better than because at least Auburn wins some games against Alabama. At least it's not one-sided like Michigan and Ohio State.
The last time Michigan won against Ohio State was in 2011. And what happened in 2011? They lost their coach.
And Ohio State
they had a bunch of allegations. There were a bunch of allegations against Ohio State at the time. Yeah. They had an interim coach because the Jim Tressel left, or he either got fired or he retired. But regardless, they were hit with allegations, and Ohio State went 6-6 that year.
Exactly. So they really haven't beaten them when they were at their full strength.
They haven't beaten them like at top notch when Ohio State is destroying everybody. So to me, like this is more like a desperation shot. It's not like a disconnect. I just feel like Harbaugh is getting desperate at this point because Michigan paid him a lot of money, and it's kind of like the thing with Gus where we paid him $7 million a year and we're only mediocre. This is the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. All right. So moving on. A new bill has been introduced by Senator Jerry Moran from Kansas. This bill would okay endorsements for college athletes, and I am 110% on board with this because college athletes need to get paid right now.
Dude, like, God, it's still there. So greedy, it's insane. Like, I've always thought from day one, pay the athletes. They deserve to be paid.
Like, look, the university is making so much money off these athletes, like ticket sales and
exactly.
autographs that are free. They don't get paid for the autographs. It's free.
Exactly.
What are the players gaining for that? You know what I'm saying? So
it's just all about the money. Like that's the only reason why they haven't done this. It's just because of money.
Like imagine the endorsement. Like imagine what this could do to an athlete. If they don't make the NFL, they can make money off their likeliness. Like they could market themselves in college and have money like that.
And you know what's crazy? They don't have to pay them a lot. Just pay them like in some way.
Yeah. So I'm seeing like I'm reading more about the bill. Pretty much what this would do. There would be some restrictions to the deals. Like it wouldn't be like you can sign any deal, which makes sense. Like you shouldn't be able to sign any deal. Like I wouldn't want my athlete have an endorsement with like a marijuana medicinal company. I have
a question. Would they be able to have agents before, like while they're in college?
If the bill is passed, athletes will be able to hire representation and sign endorsement deals. Now, the athletes would not be allowed to endorse products during or immediately before and after team events. So this probably has to be done like in the off season or something.
Well, that's okay.
So also, athletes would be required to report all endorsement contracts to their school within a week of signing them, and recruits would need to provide their future school with copies of any endorsement deals that they signed before starting college. So even when you're in high school, you can get endorsement deals.
Dang.
So this is like, if this bill passes, this is a win for the players, which they deserve. Yeah.
Wait, if they pass this, when would it go like in effect?
I think it just varies.
Wait. I thought they already passed this. Like, did somebody already agree to this?
I think that I think California did. California did do this. They agreed to.
Like the NCAA agreed to like they agreed to the bill.
No, well, not the NCAA agreed to it. I mean, I think I think they don't want to pay the players, to be honest with you. They don't. Okay, Mark Emmert does not want to play the players. All right, he doesn't. He doesn't care. The NCAA president doesn't care. But I think right now, he's kind of had a change of heart because he saw no, it's California that passed the bill in 2019. Now,
I thought didn't more than one state pass it?
Yeah, 5 other states have passed laws like that too.
So this bill is for like the entire country.
Yeah. So it also says deferred states law are scheduled to go into effect as soon as July 1st this year. A spokesman from Moran's office said senators hope that Congress can pass federal legislation before the state law starts to go into effect. But this is a state law. It's not like if it goes into effect July 1st, it's a state law. But if he can find a way to pass federal legislation, that means everybody can get paid. So come on, play the players. Let's get a new NCAA college football game.
Oh, we are getting one. Just like get one with this.
Yeah, let's get the game. And we can talk about how they should have handled it for another show, but we didn't really have enough time because we've ranted a lot about the top quarterbacks of the 2000s. But moving on to other news. Speaking of the college football game that's coming up, Notre Dame is not going to be in the game. Northwestern also said today that they're not going to be in the game either. Mo, I want to get your thoughts on.
Oh, Northwestern as well?
Yeah. They decided that they don't want to be in the game until the NLIs and all that stuff have been.
Why are the teams doing this?
I don't think they want to get in trouble, but to me, it's like, it's fine. Like, what do you have to lose? Like, to me, like with Notre Dame saying no, I don't really care that they said no. I guess because I'm not a Notre Dame fan, that's what I'm saying. If I was like an Auburn, right? Well, let's say like Auburn, right? They decided that they don't want to be in the game. I'll be pretty mad. And I know you'd be mad too.
Yeah.
So, Mo, what are your thoughts on this? Like Notre Dame doesn't want to be in a Northwestern. I think there's other schools, but I'm not really sure. Like, what do you think of this? Like of them backing out of being in the game?
Well, I mean, I don't really know the reason why, but I guess because they're not getting money from it. Like, are the teams getting paid by the license to be in the game?
I really don't know if they are, to be honest with you. It's kind of difficult to say. Like, I wish I knew more about what that would mean, but I don't know. I don't know why they what would happen, but they don't want to be in it until the NIL rules are finalized. So they're not going to provide their logo, their name, and their branding property to EA Sports just yet.
I just hope this doesn't keep happening. I just hope less teams don't do this because kind of suck just having a limited amount of teams in the game.
So it'll probably make a team builder Notre Dame, but it's going to look pretty bad, to be honest with you.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, unless the fan art is good, because there's team builder. So you can build Notre Dame.
Yeah,
you don't really need. You can put in the roster. I mean, it's not really that for someone. I mean, we've been the game NCAA has been out since 2013, and people are still updating rosters to this day. Ever since the game has been discontinued.
Bro, that's how passionate the fans are.
So I don't think it'll be that difficult for some Notre Dame fans to get together and try to build a Notre Dame type team in Team Builder. So it's whatever with me. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I really do think NIL deals will pass before this game is out. If the game is gonna come on 2023, is that what they're saying?
Yeah, around 2022, 2023.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the bill should be passed by then. That's a long time, by the way. So
I don't care. I'd rather have a good game than a rush game.
Oh yeah, me too. But to me, I don't really know. I know they want to wait. I just don't see why you should wait. Just put yourself in the game. I mean, I'm pretty sure EA has to pay you to be in the game anyway.
Dude, I swear, if this college game has anything to do with Madden, I'm gonna be pissed.
If this game is ruined, and it's the same thing.
Nothing from Madden should be included in this away.
I will say this right now on February 26, 2021. If EA screws this game up like they screwed up Madden, I will hate EA forever and I will not buy another EA game.
I will never forgive them.
I will not, because that's my childhood right there, bro. Like for real, like NCAA football was one of the best games I've ever played.
I swear, if they mess this game up, they need to file for bankruptcy. Honestly,
I agree. I can give it to someone else that
like
can actually make the
you
game
literally
good.
can't mess it up. Like people have given their wish list. Just take it from there, and like, boom.
Listen to the community.
We're gonna go back in time when the game comes out, and we're gonna see it like what we think now.
Exactly. So yeah, Notre Dame not being in the game, I don't know. I guess they want to wait and see what happens, which I think the Bills will be passed. So like all the teams will probably be in it by then. Like it's gonna take that long for the game to be made, it's gonna take a while. So
Yeah.
moving on, Mo, we're gonna talk about. So last week we talked about who we thought was our most underrated SEC team. This week, we're going to talk about who our most underrated Big 12 team is. And I will start off. So the Big 12 is kind of like that. It's just like that conference where Oklahoma just dominates every year. I just feel like it's Oklahoma and that's it.
Yeah.
I really see like the other teams as like superior because Oklahoma has been making the college football playoff.
Dude, remember in like 2007 and 6, like the Big 12 was the best conference.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
Texas Tech were amazing. Texas was amazing.
West Virginia was amazing.
Yeah.
So many
Oklahoma.
great teams. So many great teams. I mean, Sam Bradford won the Heisman when he was so. I mean, yeah, they were amazing. They were great in the early to the mid to late 2000s. So yeah, like that's what I would like. It's just a crazy how things have shifted since then. From them
It's crazy
being
like how fast college football moves, honestly.
yeah, like new offenses, new everything, like players, like athletes get better, and it's just amazing. This game is just so amazing. So I'm going to start off by saying I think the most underrated team going into 2021 from the Big 12 is West Virginia. They have a head coach that me and Mo are kind of familiar with. I am. Neil Brown, he coached at Troy. So that's like an hour 45 away from where we used to live in Birmingham, where I used to live in Birmingham. And I like him a lot. Actually, fun fact here, my brother actually played with the punter that's there currently. Actually did play with him.
Really?
Yes, 110%. Yeah, he played with them. He pretty much followed the coach to Morgantown. So
Yeah, that's cool. I know that.
yeah. So West Virginia, they went 6-4 last season. They beat Army in the Liberty Bowl. They haven't won a bowl game before this bowl game win. They haven't won one since 2015. I think for like year 2 for Neil Brown, it's pretty good. It's like when you go 6-4, it's like you went 8-4. With the non-conference games, they probably win those games, to be honest with you. So it's pretty much like going 8-4. The offense is coming back. They have a 1,000-yard rusher that's coming back. 4 of their top five wide receivers are coming back.
Ooh.
They led the Big 12 in fewest points and yards per play allowed. But they have great safeties, great linebackers. They play Texas, Oklahoma State, and Iowa State at home. But they played Kansas State, Baylor, TCU on the road. But I really like West Virginia. I like Neil Brown. I like what he brings to the table. I like how the offense is coming back. So yeah, like West Virginia is going to be my underrated team. I can see them pull off a few upsets. Mo, who do you think is the most underrated team? Who is your underrated team?
I'm gonna have to say West Virginia as well. Like I liked what you said. Like they have an experienced team coming back. They have a good coach. Like their defense is good. Their receivers are good. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled some upsets.
Yeah, me too. I mean, when you're playing Texas at home, which they can win, Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Like Iowa State, like if they can, I think they can upset a team or two. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
So I can see something like that. I can see them playing spoiler in the Big 12 this year. Now, do I think they're going to win it? No, they're not going to win it. But I think they're going to put up a good fight.
Man, I just miss when West Virginia were so good.
Me too. And Dana Holgerson was there too. And back then, Pat White, great team.
That team in NCAA.
So OP.
Gotta just run read option every play. You got a touchdown.
Yep. But yeah, we'll see what West Virginia does. But that is our underrated team from the Big 12. And next week we'll talk about another conference. But that is our underrated team. Like, we don't want to talk about teams that are pretty obvious because, like, obviously, like, Oklahoma is the best because it's too obvious that they are. It's like SEC Alabama is the best. It's just way too obvious. So we like to talk about the most underrated team because we like to me and Mo like to cheer for a good underdog, considering that we're Auburn fans, and it's always nice to be Alabama when we play them. So there's that. So Mo, let's get to our last topic of the show, last segment. We're gonna go through. Last week we went through Florida. We're gonna talk about an SEC West team. We're gonna talk about LSU. We're gonna go through their schedule one by one, and I'll start here with week 1. They're playing at UCLA in the Rose Bowl. We talked about how LSU is bringing back a lot of pieces because you know how last year everyone pretty much left.
Yeah, and like due to COVID, they couldn't really. I mean, I know COVID is an excuse, but like they have a young team, you know.
They fired Bo Pelini finally.
Good.
That was very good. They got Derek Stingley coming back. Miles Brennan should be improved. I hope he's improved.
But the thing is, they're gonna have a young receiving core, you know.
I think LSU has they have this guy that I forgot his name. I mentioned him last week, but I mean Jamar Chase is gone and Marshall is gone, but they have this other third guy that could be next man up. And you know LSU how they are with their receivers. They always have like phenomenal receivers.
Yeah, you're right.
Look through their history, like they've always had great receivers. So I'm not worried about a receiving core. I'm worried about the defense though, because the defense was really, really bad last year.
Yeah, and I'm kind of worried about the run game, you know.
Yeah, me too. Because the run game wasn't really as great as it was. The offensive line was really bad too, by the way. Like it was not good. So let's go through this. Week 1, they play at UCLA in Pasadena, playing against Chip Kelly, who is actually in his 3rd year right now. I'm not a big fan of Chip Kelly, to be honest with you.
He's not good.
I was when he was at Oregon.
Like then he went to the Eagles, then the trash.
He went to the Eagles, the trash. He went to the Niners, the trash. And now he's back at UCLA. So, I mean, to me, I'm going to give LSU a win here in Pasadena. I think it'll be a good game. UCLA has this really good quarterback. And he's a junior right now, and he's really, really good. I just don't remember his name, but he's actually like a fun dual threat quarterback to watch. But I got LSU winning. I just think that they're way too talented to lose this game, to be honest with you.
I agree. I have LSU winning.
All right, moving on. Week 2, they're playing against McNeese State. Week 2, what you got?
Win for LSU.
Definitely. Week 3, they got Central Michigan at home. Mo, who you got?
Win for LSU.
All right, they are 3-0. Now, here's where it's going to get very interesting. Week 4, they're playing at Mississippi State in Starkville, Mississippi. Now, Mo, you've been at the stadium before. You know what it's like. But now because of COVID, there's probably not going to be any fans, unfortunately, because COVID is still around. But
man, dude, Mississippi State, man, they are crazy.
They are.
I actually enjoyed it. Like, it was loud, but like, oh man, I loved it.
That fan base goes crazy.
Davis Wade Stadium is a nice stadium.
It is a very nice stadium from what I've seen from images. I know you've been there, but I want to ask you, like, are you a believer in Mike Leach?
I don't. It's the 2nd year. They're gonna improve definitely, but like, I still don't think they're at like. If you see the West now, they're not as good as the other teams, like at all. So I have a win for LSU, but this could be a close game.
I think that Mississippi State, now that they got their recruiting class down, because Mike Leach came in a bit late, and COVID was still very, very new because we didn't really know much about it. So it was very difficult to recruit. Now he's able to get those recruits. They finished in the top 25. They finished at 24, I believe. So I'm going to go with LSU here. I can't see LSU losing this game.
They're going to get revenge. There's no way they're going to lose to Mississippi State back to back.
I think they're very angry. They're mad about how they lost 45-41, and also how LSU pretty much gave them false hope, but it was just all Bo Pelini being very, very bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with LSU on this. So we have them at 4-0. We're moving on to week 5. We have LSU playing our favorite team, Auburn.
We already talked
And
about
Baton Rouge.
this.
Now we did talk about this. We did talk about this during our Auburn predictions, which we did 2 weeks ago. We all both, me and Mo, agree that Auburn will not win here because Auburn hasn't won.
I had Auburn winning.
Oh yeah, you had Auburn winning. I had them
Yeah.
losing. Because
have you changed your mind at all?
no, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Auburn hasn't won in Baton Rouge since I was 3 years old. So this was in 1999. We have not won there in over 20 years. I really thought 2019 would be the year where we actually would pull it off. And 2017, I thought we would pull it off back then too, but we didn't. It's not, Gus is not there anymore, which gives me more hope that Auburn could win this game. But
and there's not going to be a lot of fans.
Not going to be any fans due to COVID. I still think to this day, 2019 was probably our best year to be LSU, and we couldn't do it. But I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say that that LSU is going to win this game still. I still have LSU. It's hard to pick LSU at home. It's hard to pick against them at home.
Interesting.
So do you still have Auburn winning against LSU?
I don't know. No. I just have hope, man. Like after seeing like this recruiting class and stuff, I have hope.
Yeah. It makes me more I'm not as worried as an Auburn fan like I was for the past 7 years.
LSU aren't as good as they were like 2 years ago.
But we also smacked LSU at home last year, and they're pretty bad. So, but I'm still going to pick LSU to win this game. I have LSU at 5-0. Very, very interesting start for them. Now, it'll probably go downhill soon, but I have LSU 5-0. Mo, I know you have them. You probably have them at 4-1. You already made the Auburn predictions, so it's kind of like, so we pretty much we're just stuck at that. All right, here we go. Going into week 6 at Kentucky in Lexington.
Oh.
Mo, who do you have and why? Like, why do you think Kentucky can pull this off? I know I think that they can, but I want to get
this could be an upset alert. It's in Lexington.
This is a trap game for sure.
Yeah.
Kroger Field. If this is a night game, bro. Oh, I just wish there were fans though. Unfortunately, that won't happen just yet. But maybe it could. You never know. You always got to be optimistic. But man.
Who you got?
Now we know our boy Joey Gatewood's going to be starting.
Yeah.
We know Kentucky's going to bring a lot of players back. They brought a lot of players back for this year. But being the guy that I am, I'll also pick. I'm picking LSU, honestly.
Yeah, I'm picking LSU too.
So I have LSU at undefeated 6-0.
Like a part of me wants to pick Kentucky, but like I feel like LSU they're gonna have enough strength to pull through. Yeah.
Now I will say, going back to the Auburn game, that Auburn could win this game. I'm not saying, but it's just hard to pick LSU at home, and plus they're mad. So I'm gonna go. So right now I have my 6-0. I have LSU beating Kentucky. Now this is where it gets crazy. I have Florida beating LSU because they are mad that Wilson decided to throw a cleat. Like just fling the thing. He just flung the thing. Like I don't get it. Like if you don't do that, you win the freaking game.
According to you, they're both gonna be undefeated. Well, actually, no. Florida's gonna lose because they have Alabama. So this is gonna be like a top 15 matchup.
Exactly, I agree, and I'm riding with Florida on this. They are mad. They're getting the revenge.
Same. I have Florida.
So,
and we already talked about this in the Florida schedule.
Yeah, we did. We talked about this last week. But yeah, like we have Florida. I just think that. I know they don't have Kyle Trask. I know they have Emory Jones, but I still think that their defense will be improved. Like they are mad about how everything ended for them and how they got embarrassed by Oklahoma. I really do have Florida winning this game, and they want the revenge. in
Yeah.
Baton Rouge. So pretty much LSU takes one in Florida. So Florida will take one in Baton Rouge. So that's going to be their first loss of the year. So I have them at 6-1. We're going into the next week. They're going to Oxford. They're playing Ole Miss.
We got. I have LSU.
Okay, you say you have LSU bouncing
Yeah.
back in this game.
I have LSU.
Now, last year, LSU beat Ole Miss in Louisiana. I don't know if I'm a believer in. I like Lane Kiffin. I like his. He's crazy. He's like
And
a crazy
their
coach.
offense is like they're coming back. Most of them are coming back.
Their offensive line is also really, really good. It's what I wish Auburn
It's just
offensive line was last year.
It's just their defense is so bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
But I got an upset.
Ooh, yo, Ole Miss upsetting LSU.
I have Ole Miss beating LSU. And this is like I said, like LSU is gonna start off strong, and then they're gonna slowly deteriorate. Okay, this is where it starts. It starts off Florida. Now this is where it's gonna start.
It's gonna be like an OT game or like a field goal, like.
Well, last year it went to a field goal. Or didn't it go to OT last year?
Yeah, I did.
I can see it ending.
Sure
I think I can see it ending on a field goal, but I think Ole Miss actually gets their revenge. They want to prove that they're. Plus, have you seen their? I mean, LSU has a great recruiting class, but Ole Miss, they're doing great recruiting. Now they just fixed their defense, which they are doing that right now because they didn't recruit any defensive players. They signed one defensive player last year.
Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Wow, that is bad.
So this year they signed a bunch. So I'm gonna go with Ole Miss picking up the upset in Oxford. Fans are gonna be crazy. I got Ole Miss.
All right.
What do you got?
I have LSU.
Oh, you have LSU? Okay.
Yeah. Like, I feel like Ole Miss's defense, they're too young.
Okay.
Like, I have LSU, man. I just don't see Ole Miss.
That's okay.
winning.
Now LSU has a bye the next week, and then they go to Tuscaloosa. And like I said,
this is a huge bye.
This is where things go downhill. Now LSU is going to lose to Alabama because I do have Alabama winning this game. I don't need to explain.
And the Bryant-Denny Stadium as well. Like,
forget about it. Forget about it.
Arkansas next. You know what? I'm saying this is an upset. I have Arkansas winning.
Oh, you have Arkansas winning?
Remember when we talked about Arkansas, how they could upset a few teams? I think LSU is one of them, honestly.
I think LSU being up for me, like, they're on a 3-game skid. I understand your what you're saying about Arkansas and how they can upset, and I can see what you're saying, but I don't think LSU is going to lose this game. They're back home. They got to steer the ship. It's looking really, really bad right now. You lost 3 straight games. You got to steer the ship. You can't keep losing games. So I have LSU winning this game.
I mean, LSU are probably going to win this game, but like I have faith in Arkansas. I think they could.
So you have Arkansas with the upset?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So pretty much. So I still have LSU at 3 L's. Moving on to the next week, we have LSU playing Louisiana Monroe in Baton Rouge. Mo, who you got? Okay, you got LSU. I mean, that's a no-brainer, pretty much.
Well, this is gonna be an interesting game right here.
So at LSU Texas A&M is a very interesting rivalry to me. I remember when they went to 7 OTs, and it was the longest game I've ever watched. But I think that A&M is very, very talented. Both teams are talented, by the way.
Yeah, this is why I said it's gonna be an interesting game.
I think I got A&M winning this game. It's not an upset. It's like A&M just wins.
I have A&M winning as well.
I think A&M is a lot better than LSU. I think like when you look at the SEC West this year, it's gonna be like Alabama, A&M, and maybe Auburn.
Yeah.
And like Auburn is going to be that team that loses. That's why I said that Auburn's probably going to lose one of those games, and LSU is one of those games that they're going to lose because, Auburn, they always find a way to lose. But To me, I have A&M winning. I think that they're way too talented to lose this game. I know they lost a lot of pieces on the offensive line. They lost Kellen Mond, but I think Jimbo will make the best out of a situation. They're mad that they didn't make the playoff. They're mad that they finished number 5. They want to end the year off right. If it's going to be between Alabama and A&M this year, to be honest with you, this is what I can see. But I have A&M winning this game.
I have A&M winning as well.
So pretty much, I have LSU going 8-4.
I have them going 1, 2, 3, 4. I have them going 8-4 as well.
So you have them going 8-4, but you have them losing like different games.
Yeah.
So pretty much what I said was so pretty much it's like reverse. Like I said that Ole Miss would be LSU. You said that LSU would be Ole Miss. But then I said that LSU would be Arkansas, but you said Arkansas will be LSU.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we switched up.
Yeah.
So, okay, 8-4. I think that's better than what, I mean, LSU pretty much what they go like 5-5. So that's pretty much going like 6-6.
Yeah, exactly.
So 8-4 is improvement. It's not good, but it's improvement.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Yeah, but like for Ed Orgeron, coming out 2 years after winning a natty, like it doesn't really bode well for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but let's do it 8-4, and this is gonna be the end of the show. Mo, this was a fun show. I really enjoyed doing that. Ranking those top quarterbacks in the 2000s was very, very interesting.
Yep.
So, do you have anything else you want to say before you sign off?
No, I don't.
All right. So get ready for Tuesday.
No, I do.
Okay.
Screw this delay for not paying athletes. There.
I agree with that. Well, pretty much that's it for episode 7. Thank you all for listening. This has been a fun episode for me and Mo to do. I really like when me and Mo go in depth in college, even though there's not really much to talk about. But I feel like with me and Mo, with our knowledge of college football, where there's so much that we can talk about and so many things that we can say. Yeah. Also, this was a fun episode 7 in the books. Tune in Tuesday, episode 8, back on the NFL.
Definitely.
We have a lot of rumors and news, like I said last Tuesday, about Russell Wilson's price. Trade rumors are starting to build up. So I'm really excited for Tuesday, and I hope to see more news happen. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That will be in our description. Please be patient with the Spotify and Apple Music. It's very struggling to put those two. Like, I think I found a way to do it. I just have to make sure that I'm doing the right thing so we can have all the episodes up. So we're working on that, and we're going to try and post more on social medias. I feel like we just have to be more engaging and reach the audience. And we're doing that slowly but surely. It's just me and Mo, like I have school and work and Mo has school. So it's kind of like difficult. So like if news breaks at like 12 p.m., it's kind of difficult to put that out there when we're both tied up. But we're going to try to do our best to make sure that we get the news to you guys.
We're still a new show, you know.
We're a new show, and we're going to get better and better. I feel like our public speaking skills are getting better on the mic. I feel like we're getting more confident on the mic while we speak. So we really do appreciate everyone for listening and taking the time and actually showing love to the videos. We're really hoping to grow our subscriber count. Our social medias are very important, so we're going to try and be more engaging on that. So please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Link in the description. Thank you for listening. My name's Omar.
I'm Mo.
And we'll see you guys on Tuesday.